Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. We have talked a lot about many things, and today I am going to talk about something which attracts all of us, which is wealth. And though I am giving you description of various yogas which can bring in wealth in our lives, which can bring abundance in our lives, and which can also bring prosperity. However, I have also mentioned in each of the yogas that these yogas, unless in strength and right placement, will not bear the right fruit for you, and without effort nothing will happen. So if you look at the placement of just a yoga and assume that yoga is going to give you wealth, then in each of those videos about yogas, I have mentioned that just one single yoga, even in strength, may not give you abundant wealth, and also a single aspect of a malefic make the yoga completely null and void. Today I am going to give you placements which are a very strong denoter of wealth in your horoscope, irrespective of the yogas, whether they are there or not. However, you have to start with the yogas, because yogas are opportunities for wealth making given to you. However, you have to see various factors where a yoga is concerned. So if you are looking for aspects of wealth or attributes of wealth in your horoscope, obviously you will have to start first with seeing whether the lagna is strong or not, whether the trine houses, the houses of gains are strong or not, because these are important ones, and then see whether there are yogas. Now I have mentioned many yogas: the Sunafa yoga, the Anafa yoga, the Dhurdura yoga. I have also talked about the Gajkesari yoga and so on. So these yogas will obviously have a higher chance of giving you wealth or creating higher opportunities of wealth making in your horoscopes. However, the more such yogas are present, the wealth making ones, the higher chance that you have to make wealth. However, care should be seen or taken where to differentiate properly between a Raj yoga and a Dhan yoga. Some Raj yogas will give you only a Raj, but may not give you a Dhan yoga. For example, the Ruchak Mahapurush yoga may not give you much wealth, but give you a lot of power and authority. Same thing is an exalted sun, may give you a lot of power, authority, leadership, a lot of respect, but may or may not make wealth for you. A two-in-one yoga like a Gajkesari yoga can give you both wealth as well as power and influence. However, Gajkesari yogas are very common. So unless the Gajkesari yoga is strong, well placed, well aspected, it will not bear you good fruits. So whenever you have yogas, see whether the yoga is a dhan making or wealth making yoga or not, and whether it promises wealth or not. If the shlokas in various books are not repeating about wealth, about a certain yoga, then the opportunity of making wealth through the yoga is reduced. If a yoga is mentioned about a lot of wealth in multiple of sources, whether it is Brihat Parashar, Horashastra, the Samhita, the Jataka Kalamrita, or the Phaladipika, if multiple sources are talking about more about a yoga and saying that it will give you wealth, and if the yoga is very strong, connected to the trine houses, which is the Lagna, 5th house or the 9th house, then you have an opportunity of making a lot of wealth because of the presence of the yoga. Second, if there are more than one Raj yoga and more dhan giving or wealth making yogas, then obviously the opportunity is stronger for you. Third, see if there are aspects of benefits on the yoga or not. The more aspects of benefits on the yoga, the higher chance of making more money and easier to make more money. The more malefic aspects on the yoga or in conjunction with the yoga, then obviously the yoga gets spoiled. And if the yoga, which is the sharing of energies between two planetary entities, if the yoga is formed in a house where the planets lose their directional strength, like for example a Gajkesari yoga, the 7th house, then obviously not a lot of money can be made. A yoga which is strong, well placed, but the degree difference is too high between the two. Strong yoga means a Gajkesari yoga is a good yoga. By strength I mean that. But when Moon and Jupiter are sitting together, but the difference in degrees is maybe 12, 13, 14, 15 degrees or more, then the yoga is a very weak yoga and it will not give you auspicious results of the Gajkesari yoga. So multiple factors have to be seen and looked into why a yoga in spite of its presence is not bringing in wealth. So that is primary. Second thing is, if the yoga is not strong because either of its placement or negative aspects on it, or the conjunction is not tight, then obviously you can't depend on the yoga to make wealth. But if there are many yogas, then the opportunity increases. However, a very poorly afflicted second house, fourth house, or afflicted lagna will that much reduce your chances of making wealth. If the first and second house are very strong, then you will make a lot of wealth, but you may not be able to save the wealth or convert the wealth into tangible benefits. That means you may not be able to make a house, have cars, have all the domestic appliances if the fourth house is not strong. If the fourth house is strong but the second house is weak, then you will have nothing left in the bank. All your money you will spend on buying houses, jewels, cars, and all the time, any moment you get money, you will spend everything. If second house and fourth house both are very strong, then you will have money in the bank and you will also have a lot of resources like house, jewels, everything. But if the lagna is very poor, then you will have no mental peace, you may not have good health, you may not have a good reputation, and so those sort of things may also happen. If all three are strong, then you will have love, respect, reputation, money, resources, everything. Of course, other things also need to play along. So, so choice also has to be made by us whether we want to take those shortcuts which give us money, but we lose all our reputation in the routes to money. Secondly, even if you are ready to put everything at stake to get money, still is the opportunity there for us to make money or not? That opportunity is seen through one, of course, yogas are, whether how strong the yogas are, whether there are more benefic aspects on the yoga or there are more malefics. If a yoga is very, very strong and there are 2-3 yogas which are strong, then obviously the opportunity of wealth making is higher. However, what the problem is, many times we don't work in the line of what the yoga is promising as the source of money. We take some different track. If somebody tells us that the wealth is in the north direction, and if you are going in the east, west or south, then you won't make wealth. So you need to be sure where the wealth is coming from, and then you have to move towards that wealth. It is like you have hidden wealth in the ground. Then you have a metal detector which you take and move around to detect where there is large, there are large signals or strong signals of metal. Metal means maybe gold, silver, precious things. So you need to have a strong money detector as part of how you see where the wealth is coming from and then move towards it. So what is the money detector that you can use? You will have to definitely see some combinations which are coming together to make wealth in a certain direction. Now I will give you something from our tradition. Our tradition, usually from a Vedic tradition, the children used to follow in the occupation of the father. So if somebody was a cobbler, the children would also make shoes. If somebody was a carpenter, the children would also make furniture or do something related to carpentry. The reason was that one, children had less say in the past. I'm talking about hundreds of years back, where the parents would tell them to do something and they would follow it. So that was one. And the other thing was, it was also a little bit scientific, because when you are very good at something and you develop good muscles and you develop the genetic memory for that, then you find that many times you say that it is in the genes, good looks are in the genes. Generally you will find children of fair parents will be generally fair. Children of good looking parents will generally be good looking. Children of tall parents will generally be tall. Of course there are always exceptions. So generally people who are very good in some wares, and if there are many generations who have done that, then that particular nervous impulse is so strong, it gets passed on through our genes. So children, by virtue of one, being born with those genes, second, being raised up in that environment, third, through the training of parents, also acquire those skills. So earlier times it was easy to follow the tradition and follow in the footsteps of the father or the family occupation as it was called, and then make money, and then because of their reputation that the family is good in making something and this person belongs to the family, there were more opportunities coming to you to do that particular to work on the particular area or industry, and you made money. So it is like this. Today, if there is a politician's son who's standing for elections, the chances of the politician's son winning an election is higher rather than a celebrity's son. The celebrity's son, if it's an actor, then they may get more opportunities in acting because of being born of a very virtuous, artistic, celebrity who may be a good actor. So, an Abhishek Bachchan, I'm talking about Amitabh Bachchan's son, may get more opportunities of work just because he is coming from a certain progeny. He is supposedly carrying those genes. But a politician's son going and making waves in the film industry will be rarer, and vice versa. So there is also an expectation from people, and people approach people with also a legacy behind them. So it was scientific in the past where you follow in the footsteps of the father. So one of the important things is, if you have a very strong sun, and if there is any connection which is happening of the sun with the second house or the 10th house, then you have a good opportunity on following in the footsteps of the father to make your money. This is an important placement in horoscopes. So if there is any connection of a very strong sun, maybe even in a yoga connected to a second house, then see where the sun is placed. Your money making source may be coming from that particular house. We will talk in details about houses a little bit later, and I will make a separate video on what houses can give you what professions and can make wealth in what areas, and depending on what signs also. We will make a separate video, otherwise this video will be very too long. So wait for it, or understand what your sign implies, in which sun is placed and which house sun is placed, especially if sun is getting connected to the second house of the 10th house. Then you have a good opportunity of following in the steps of the father or family and doing well. Why the second house and sun? Because second house is also the house of family, family values, family traditions, family principles. Second house and sun very strong in the horoscope. Wherever the sun is placed, if they have a good connection, second house and sun, then making money in that particular direction or that house is a bigger chance. For example, if you are Gemini ascendant native, sun rules the third house, and if sun is placed in the second house in Cancer, then third house is marketing, communication, short travels, business, self-enterprise, leadership, and that is going and getting placed in the second house, which means through your own efforts, through your own energies, through your own enterprise, without working for others, but having something of your own, and where you are communicating, you're marketing, you're traveling, doing short journeys, or working in the neighborhood through creativity, can give you good money, especially if it's also connected to the family profession. Even if not, you still have a chance of making good gains if your father is involved in a profession, even if your entire family of your legacy is not. Definitely that is a strong opportunity. If it is a Cancer ascendant native and sun rules the second house and then gets placed in the 11th house, for example, in Taurus, then too it is strong placement where you can make money through societal connections, through network connections, through mass, reaching out to masses, and through your network connections, through partnerships, especially with people who are your friends or who you know well. Through that you can make wealth. So see the connection between planets, strong planets, second house, and whether they are coming together in a strong manner or not. Then also see where the second house lord is placed. If for a Gemini ascendant native, we talked about sun in the second house, but if moon is placed in the 10th house, then you can make a career out of it. You can form your own company, you can employ employees, you can register the company, you can make it a big organization, and you can take it forward rather than keeping it a small business. So see how the connections are. Those connections will obviously make money for you. And second and 11th house coming together also means you can work in a large organization or supply to a large organization or connected in some way to a large organization and making money. If you are not working for a large organization as an employee, then you can supply equipment to a large organization. You can supply personnel or resources or items of use, whatever that organization deals with, and you can make money. Then look at the sign that is placed in the 11th house. So for example, if it is the Virgo ascendant natives and 11th house is Cancer, and if moon is placed in the second house in Libra, then you are connecting the 11th house with the second house. 11th house is Cancer. Cancer also stands for liquids. And if your nakshatra also helps you, if more planets are placed in the Ashlesha nakshatra, for example Mars is placed in Ashlesha, Jupiter is placed in Ashlesha for example, then you may also make money from spirits, from liquids, from even chemicals. So see what sign is involved and whether it is a fiery sign, it is a watery sign, it is an earth sign, and accordingly you can make more money. If you are putting a business of transport, then obviously you will have to have a strong movable sign rather than a fixed sign. Movable sign will give you more opportunities of making money in the travel industry. But then you will also have to see how strong Jupiter is and how strong the 3rd and the 9th houses are. The 3rd house being strong, which is for short journeys, and being a movable sign, plus the connection of the 3rd lord with the 2nd house will also make you money in travel and tourism. Then see what are the karakas involved, along with the house, the sign, the sharing of energies between the 2nd house and the respective planet. The karakas also need to be strong. So check which is the strongest planet and whether it is in a yoga. If there is any yoga in your horoscope and if it has any connection with the 2nd house or 11th house, then it has a chance of making you money or earning and saving through the 2nd house, and your aspirations coming through the 11th house. If a strong yoga is placed either in the 2nd house and the 11th house, and if there is any sharing of energies between them, then aspirations will come good, big time for you. So if you look at it from a stepwise fashion, step number 1, look at how strong the lagna is. The stronger the lagna, the more chance of making good money and keeping it. Step number 2, once you check the lagna and the strength, check how many yogas are there, good auspicious giving money making yogas are there, and then check whether they are sharing energies. And if they are sharing energies, if the planets are sharing energies and being connected with each other, how many of them are getting connected to the 2nd house of income, or the 4th house of making material resources, or the 11th house of aspirations getting fulfilled, or the 10th house of work and career. If these 4 houses are not involved in any yogas, then the chances of making more money and keeping the money will be less. You may make money during the dasha of the particular planet if a strong yoga is in, say for example, the 6th house or in the 12th house or in the 3rd house, but sustained long-term money making may not be there if 2nd house, 10th house and 11th house, especially the 2nd and 11th, are not getting connected to these yogas. Then also see whether the yogas cancel each other. Don't just go by yogas. For example, having a strong Sasha yoga for a Capricorn ascendant native with Saturn in the lagna is a strong yoga, but it is not a strong money making yoga, especially with Saturn losing most of its directional strength in the lagna itself. Then if you have a Gachakesari yoga in the 7th house for a Capricorn ascendant native, then Jupiter and Moon lose a lot of directional strength in the 7th house. Plus it may be a weak yoga, but Saturn being placed in the lagna in Capricorn and aspecting the Gachakesari yoga where Moon and Jupiter is, and vice versa, both the yogas lose a lot of strength. Saturn slows down the auspiciousness of the Gachakesari yoga, which anyways is weak because of low directional strength of Jupiter and Moon. And if the conjunction is not very tight, then the yoga, the Gachakesari yoga in the 7th house may be useless even to do business. Or it may still give you good opportunities of doing business, especially in a partnership over a long period of time and maybe involving a spouse. But it will give you gains only slowly after a lot of hard work, commitment, lots of ups and downs, and eventually you reach a lot of wealth that you may get. But of course, more benefics should be involved rather than malefics. The more malefics get involved, either through aspect or by conjunction with the 7th house or the lagna, in this particular case I am talking about, the less and less wealth you will get. So very, very important to find connections, and it is the connections which will make you wealth, not just the yoga. So strong connection between the 2nd and 11th houses, strong lagna, higher chance of making more wealth in the line and direction of how the 2nd and 11th houses are getting connected. If 2nd lord and 11th lord get together in the 7th house, then a very strong connection for making business, getting business success, making wealth, and through a partnership rather than alone. If 2nd and 11th lord get connected or share energies with the 12th house, then abroad or in a more artistic demeanor, or through hospitals, or supplying equipments to hospitals, for example, or to armed forces, or to making weapons or weapon like things, even if they are toy weapons, for example, or making games in which you use a lot of wars, police, that kind of a thing, which is creativity, and the armed forces can come in. So see the connections. If 2nd house is getting connected to the 5th house, then you can make money through either education or through teaching or to supplying books or having your own stationery or making appliances or having programs through which or apps through which you make money and which are helpful in education. You can make apps for stocks and shares, or you can run your own brokerage firm. If the 5th and 2nd house are sharing energies, especially brokerage firm for stocks and shares. So see the connections. If 4th house and 2nd house are getting connected, then you can make money through real estate, through supplying items for the construction of real estate houses, cement, stone, iron, hardware items, home decor items like curtains, like light fitting, like paints. So many things you can do. If 9th house gets connected with the 2nd house, then you can supply to universities, you can supply to spiritual institutes, you can start your own educational institute of higher learning, MBAs or helping people get PhDs, helping people with visas. You can have a travel agency with 2nd and 9th house getting connected. You can help people get visas, you can send people abroad, you can help people in ticketing, you can help for spiritual tours. There are a lot of people who run travels and tours for spiritual tours that you can have. You can supply transport for spiritual tours. You can get associated with hotels or travel associations. If 2nd and 9th house are getting connected to the 11th house, then you can give your cars on rent or establish connection with large organizations where you can run shuttle services for them. If 6th house and 2nd house share energies, or 11th and 6th house share energies, of course service is there, career is involved, and you can do very, very well, rise very high up in career. But it gives you also opportunities of making wealth through all service related industries, salons, spas, resorts, hospitals, hotels, and supplying equipment to any of them, giving personnel, running an HR firm and giving personnel to organizations. All these can be seen through 6th, 2nd and 11th house connections. For example, if the 8th house is involved, then and sharing energies with the 2nd house or 11th house or even the lagna, then you can make money through research, through doing research, or through taxations, or wealth management, or financing, or auditing of firms, or supplying trauma related equipment to hospitals, to organizations, supplying life saving, because 8th house is the house of life. Life saving equipment, life saving chemicals, life saving drugs, life saving medicines, life saving fire equipments. All these can be done through 8th house. Astrology is seen through the 8th house. 8th and 5th and the 2nd house get connected. 5th house is the house of mantras, old texts, 8th house is the house of mysticism, occult, astrology. 2nd house is the house of earning. So all three coming together, and Lagna Lord in any way making a connection with these three, you can do very well in astrology, or you can do very well in being a consultant related to the 5th and 8th house. 5th house is also the house of finance and accounts. 2nd house is also the house of finance. 8th house is the house of taxation. You can be a tax consultant, you can be a chartered accountant, you can be a wealth manager for a wealth management firm. So a lot of connections can come together. So the sign is important, the house is important, strength of planets is important, yogas are important, and what connections you are doing. So I think I've talked about all the connections, all the houses. So if I've missed out on any connection or about any house, please let me know, and in the comments I will add a description of that. A lot of times people complain that I've given about 7 or 8 houses, but I've left out any in a specific one. I will make a detailed video on careers related to different houses here, but because I'm talking about it, I'm trying to give as much information as possible. Second house connection with second lord, and the second house of second lord getting connected to Mars or 11th house of Venus, then restaurants, food items, bakeries, kitchen cutlery, especially Mars is involved. Mars and Saturn in a conjunction in the second house with the second lord in the 11th house, engineering equipment, medicine, being a doctor, running a pharma company, running a medical store, all of this get involved. So conjunctions, yogas, sharing of planets, what are the complementary energies of the planets, how they are getting connected to the second house and the 11th house, lesser aspects of negatives, malefics involved will give you a greater chance of making wealth in that direction. So in your horoscope, see what are the more wealth making chances for you. If there are any connections of any planet with the second house, see where the planet is sitting. So first see how strong is the Lagna in the second house, where is the second lord placed, and then where is the depositor of the second lord placed. So for example, if it is the Taurus Lagna, then see Mercury being the second lord and the fifth lord, very two strong houses that Mercury rules. Now see where is Mercury placed. Say Mercury gets placed in the 6th house in Libra for a Taurus ascendant native. Then see where is Venus placed. If Venus goes and gets placed in the 11th house, then you are getting connection of the second house, second house lord, which is Mercury, which is placed in the 6th house in Libra, which is Venus' sign, and Venus itself has gone and got placed in the 11th house in Pisces, which means that in any related to Venus and liquids or imaginative things or creative things where analytics, business acumen is required, you can make money. Supplying to large organizations or supplying to a number of stores across. So see the connections between houses, see the energies that they're sharing, and then see and work out which is going to make money, and that area will make more money for you. Now a disclaimer. This may or not make money for you forever. Many times many people have different sources of revenue. Somebody who may start an industry in one thing, but you may end up making more money in something else. You may start an Amazon, which is an online bookstore, and then become a large online store which you sell everything, and you make more money from others rather than books. So see where you're making more wealth, and from time to time, from dasha to dasha, that may also change. So the dasha, if it doesn't support, a strong transit doesn't support, then the wealth may not come in during that time. So don't take undue risks just because you see strong connection and the dasha of the transit is not supporting. See where the dasha lord is placed, and if it is getting any way connected to the second house, 11th house, 4th house, then you have a greater chance of making money in the line of the planets which are ruling the dasha or the antar dasha. Especially if the transit is also strong, then you will make lot more money. From when the dasha changes, you may make more money in different things. People invest in some stocks and remain with those stocks for maybe decades. They make more money in some years, they don't make money in some other years. and they are not able to see the connection that when the dasha of a planet changes, then the specific stocks that the planet rules also changes. I made a separate video on where you will make more money from stocks. Also look at that video for greater indications if you can make money through stocks. So friends, see where your placements are, how strong the placements are, where they are pointing, in which direction they are pointing to make money from, and then according to the dasha make decisions. Sometimes you may not make money in one source but many sources, and you may sometimes need to change focus of where your effort is to make more money from. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you are looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. And till we meet some other time, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.